your first time, my name is Juana. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be sublimating. I'm going to be sublimating 2 mugs and 2 tumblers. I'm going to be using my oven, the sublimation oven, and also I'm going to be using the Cricut Mug Press. And the reason I'm going to use this is because in case you don't have the oven, I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut Mug Press if you have never used it before, okay? So guys, I can't wait to start, so let's get started. This is the designs I'm going to be using to wrap the tumblers and the mugs. I am working from Silhouette Studios to print them out, but you can print them out from any software that you have, including Cricut Design Space. And in order for you to do a sublimation project, you need a sublimation printer and sublimation ink. If you have any questions about how to do this, all you have to do is go back to my channel, and I have tutorials to show you how to print them out from any of your software, and also how to work with a sublimation printer. Okay, the designs are from Creative Fabrica, and I will link the site down on the description box in case you are interested. Okay guys, now I will see you back on the craft table. These are the items I'm going to be using for those who are new to the channel. I have my mug wraps, and I have my tumbler wraps, butcher paper, shrink paper, heat resistant tape. This is a sticky roller, like I call it. I use that to clean the mugs and the tumblers, and the cradle. This is useful for me to position the wrap around the mug and the tumbler. You've seen me use it before. That is an optional. And I forgot to include the heat gun. This is what I'm going to be using to adhere the shrimp racks around the tumblers and the mugs. So guys, let's get started. So these are the things that I'm going to be using. I showed this before, but I forgot to mention the heat gun or show you the heat gun. This is what I'm going to use to wrap the shrink wrap around one of the mugs and both tumblers. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to wrap the mug that is going to go to the Cricut Mug Press first. And then I'm going to do the wrapping of the tumblers and the mug that are going to be going to the sublimation oven. And the reason why I'm going to do this last is because I want to show you how I'm going to be using the wrap this time on the mug. You saw my struggle on my last video that I was using the sublimation oven. It was a struggle. So I learned how to do this by watching someone on YouTube. So hopefully it will work for me, okay? So let's get started. The first thing we're going to be doing is we are going to clean the mug. I'm using the sticky roller. You can use alcohol also. It has worked for me all the time, but you have that option of using alcohol if you don't have a sticky roller. I call it a sticky roller. I'm sure it has another name to it, but I don't know which one is the name. Okay. All right. It looks good enough. Okay. Put this aside because we are not going to use this now. And like I've showed you before, I use my cradle. The cradle is optional. You don't need to have it. To me, it makes my life easier. And this is the wrap right here. I'm going to make sure that it's on the right orientation of the hearts. I'm going to see if you have a good view close enough to see this. If not, I'm going to bring the camera closer, okay? Okay, so I move the camera closer because this is a better view for you guys. Okay, this is perfect right here. Okay, so I'm going to use my heat resistant tape. And like I mentioned before, all of these are 3D puff designs. So it's going to be giving you like a 3D elevated design to it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I want to make sure that everything is nice and flat. I don't want any gaps left or anything like that, because it's gonna reflect on the result at the end. So I wanna make sure that everything is nice and flat, okay? See? I don't need this anymore for now. So you can either place it like that in the mug press. I like placing tape around because I want to make sure that I'm going to have a good contact around the mug. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on the bottom of the mug. Make sure that it's nice and tight. I came up a little short at the end. All I have to do is just apply an additional piece of tape. Okay. So the next step for me to do is to wrap it with the butcher paper. This is going to make sure that it's going to protect your equipment. For those who are new to sublimation, the ink that we use, when it gets heated, it becomes a gas, so it travels around and it will adhere to any surface that is in contact with the ink. And for that reason, I want to protect my Cricut mug. I use the butcher paper, and that is required for any project on sublimation that you do, including shirts, surfaces, anything. You always use butcher paper, okay? Always. You only need a couple of pieces to make sure that the wrap is not going to come off. This should be enough. I don't need none of this excess in here. So I'm going to get rid of it. And this one is done already. This will be for the Cricut Mug Press. The next one that I'm going to complete or do is going to be the one of the tumblers. The other one I will do off camera, and that way you don't have to be washing the thing done twice. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna clean it. Make sure that you remove anything inside the tumbler, the top, everything is completely gone, okay? Next time when I do a tumbler, I will then include my tumbler press, the other one, and that way, you know, for those who don't have an oven, then you will see how easy that I do it with a mug press. That way, you know, everybody get a chance to see how it's done. Okay, it should be good enough. Reason why you have to clean, for those who don't know, they're new to the channel, you need to get rid of all the dust around the mug. Believe me, you don't see it, but it's there. Because if you leave the dust or dirt on the surface, when you sublimate, it's gonna look like blue dots. So you really, really have to make sure that you don't see any debris, any cleaning. And even if you don't see it, just go through the whole process of, you know, swiping it or rolling it with this, or using alcohol to clean it, whatever is easier for you. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start with this one. And this process of wrapping the mug for an oven is very different from the process you have to do when you use the tumbler press. When you use the tumbler press, you're gonna follow exactly the same steps that I did for this mug right here. You're gonna do the paper design first, and then you're gonna cover it with the butcher paper. For the oven, you're gonna do the first part the same, but the second part, we're gonna be using shrink wrap, which is this one, these things right here, instead of using butcher paper, all right? And I'm gonna show you how to do that. I have a video recently that I used my sublimation oven for the first time. It was an unboxing video, and over there you can also go watch that video and you will see how I did it, okay? With this one, you have to make sure that the corners meet and that there's not too much overlapping, but you don't want a separation either. So kind of like in between, okay? So for me, this is perfect. This is perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm in position and that it's not gonna move. To secure it at first, I'm gonna just put one piece of heat resistant tape. And now I can work out the other parts with more ease. Okay. Make sure that everything in the bottom is even. You don't leave in anything else, same as the top. This is a skinny tumbler, 20 ounce. And you have to like measure your tumbler to know the circumference, because each 20 ounce tumbler brand, and even within the same brand, sometimes the measurements change. And that had happened to me. So now I don't matter if the only brand I use is the same, like I usually use a PYD brand. Sometimes it varies. So make sure that you measure your circumference and just cut the width of the width and the height accordingly. Okay. Now, once you have this in here, what I do with this is that I want to make sure that this part in here is very, down, like flat. You don't want any wrinkles on the tape, okay? Because that will affect the design at the end. Make sure that everything is nice and flat. I'm gonna bring something to help me do this. I'll be right back, okay? This is like a Cricut scraper. I'm gonna use it because I use it to make sure that this is flat. I don't like when the tape is wrinkled because I have had issues with that before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this tape because I don't want any issues. And I'm gonna redo it again. It's worth to redo it again because sometimes it affects the way the print looks nice and flat. See? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go like this, and you're gonna make sure this is like where the paper meets, and you wanna make sure that it's nice and stuck in there. You can use one of these things, you can use a coin. And yeah, okay. So this looks good. Now I'm gonna do is I'm gonna position another piece of tape. I'm gonna place another piece of tape in the middle. You're gonna do it very tight, making sure that it's tight, tight, tight. And what this does is to get rid of all the air in between the paper and the surface of the tumbler. And you're gonna make sure that everything is like that. Okay, and let's go like that. And then the next one that you're gonna do is at the bottom. I don't need the cradle anymore for now. Make sure there's no wrinkles around this area in here. Everything is nice and flat. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the top. All right, so this is done, and the next step that I'm going to do with this one is placing the shrink wrap. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the next one. All right. Okay, so everything is wrapped. This one I'm going to do at the end because, like I said before, I'm going to show you how to do this part on the wrapping. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to use the shrink wrap on these two. I'm going to connect my heat gun. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna plug in the oven, which I have not done yet. So I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, guys. So let's place the shrink wraps for this too. This is called a shrink wrap for those who haven't done the technique when it comes to the sublimation oven. You're gonna place it like this for each one of them. Okay. And on the heat gun is high. I have it in around high. Yeah, it comes like in numbers, so I have it in number 5 for this brand. So, oh, you know what? One thing that I forgot is very important: my gloves. I don't want to get burned. Okay, this is my heat gloves, and this always comes with it if you want to use it to hold the shrink wrap this way. You can use this to do that. This is very awkward, so I usually hold the tumbler with my hands. And you want to make sure that it's very, very, very tight. You don't want any gaps in between the tumbler and the shrink wrap. Okay, I think this is good enough. We could do the next one, same way. Okay, so that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna demonstrate how to place the shrink wrap on this one, okay? Let me get the camera closer. So this is the first time for me using this technique. Yeah, so hopefully it will work. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna get a shrink wrap and you're gonna cut it in half. Try to use a size that will fit the mug, around, because there's different size of shrink wraps. If it's too narrow, it's not gonna fit the mug. So I'm using the same size that I use for my 20-ounce tumbler. You're gonna cut it in half. Okay, and you're gonna see that it has like pre-perforated holes on the side of this that you can open it. Makes it easier for you to open it like this. Okay, and then the idea is that you can wrap this around the tumbler and you're gonna be able to meet in place. But since you have the handles, what you're gonna do is clear the handles, because that was a problem that I had when I did it the first time. I placed a whole shrink wrap and this will not allow for the shrink wrap to shrink close to the mug, and that's why I got a lot of ghosting on that area. So I'm gonna just make a slit around this area here, just to mark what I want it to be cut on both sides. And then once I do that, all I have to do is start cutting slits down, not too long, just little bits ones, in between, like this. Okay, once you do that, all you have to do now is place them up in place, and then you're going to overlap it. You see how easy it opens around it? And if you have this problem that you have this extra piece of shrink wrap in there, all you have to do is cut it off. You don't need that piece in there. Just cut it off. And then you can get around it. Okay? So I'm going to place the first part first, and then I'm going to overlap it. All right? And that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I've never done it before. I haven't tested it. You guys are just watching what I'm doing for the first time too. Okay? So I'm going to do this part first. And make sure that you have leftover shrink wrap on the top and the bottom. You don't want this to be bare like this. You need to cover them up, okay? So I'm going to use heat resistant tape. And I'm going to place it down. And I'm going to do the same thing with this part in here. Whoops. Make sure that it's close enough to the handle. This one allows you to have a longer coverage when it comes to the design all the way to the handle. The Cricut Mug Press only covers up to here, like up to here. It will not cover the whole thing because it will not press all the way to the handle. That's the other advantage of doing it this way with the oven. Okay, so now I'm going to use the heat gun to shrink it. And then we're going to head to the oven. Okay? I always forget to put on my gloves. I'm going to place another one that I already cut. Why? Because it teared in here. This brand is not PYD. This is another brand. And apparently it does tear easily. I'm very surprised. Yeah, I am very surprised. So I'm going to cover it again a little bit because I want to make sure that I'm going to have a good press on these ones. Okay. I have a next one already ready to go just in case this happens. And things always happen, so I'm glad that I was prepared. Yeah, you want to make sure that everything is covered and pressed in because otherwise, remember, this is going to go to an oven. It's not going to be pressed by the machine, by the Cricut machine. So you want to make sure that you're going to have that pressure against the mug to get the nice sublimation result. Okay. Hopefully the next time I'm only going to need one. Like I said, this is my first time using this technique. So let's go, people. Let's do this again. It's amazing how cheap this brand is. I don't even know the brand. This came when I got some tumblers from another brand. And I had them extra. And they tear. You see how it didn't happen with these ones? I guess these ones, you know, are cheap. So I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to use whatever I have leftovers open. Wow, what a difference. This is a big difference. Okay, so in here, it teared a little bit. It's not all the way in, like I placed the shrink wrap, and the same thing is happening around here. So yeah. So I will be surprised to see how the results are gonna be. I will be very surprised to see how the results are going to be. What I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna remove all of these and I'm gonna do it all over again with the ones that I have extra because I want to have a better result in this mug. So I'm gonna keep this part and I'm going to see you back when I'm done placing the shrink wrap again, okay? Okay, guys, so I'm repeating the same process again, but this time I cut the slit a little bit smaller, not as deep in, a tiny slit in here. Let's see if this time it works. And I only did one in here and one in here. I didn't do it in between. Okay, and I'm gonna do, just place it over like this again and just do a tiny one. I mean, not as deep like I did the other ones. That's what I mean by tiny. Only two. So in other words, I'm creating my own technique. I'm not following what I saw on YouTube. Let's do it a second time around, people. I'm far from it. It worked. So just reviewing. Only do one slit in here, one slit in here, overlap it, and then, you know, make sure that the temperature of your heat gun is okay. Like I said, I don't think it has to do nothing with a heat gun or anything. I think that this, whatever this brand is cheap. Okay, because nothing happened to the tumbler, and you saw me going on and on and on the tumblers. Nothing melted, nothing broke. So I think it has to do with the tumbler. And obviously, this brand of shrink wrap is PYD because you saw me going around, it didn't break. That other one, which I'm gonna throw it away, is bad. Yeah, so this must be the same PYD that I used on this one. You see, because I went on and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Okay, so this is done. We're gonna go now to the oven. I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna do the Cricut first, okay? Just to, it's a simpler process, and then I'm gonna bring you to the oven, okay? So see you over there, people. Okay, so the mug is ready to go. We're gonna place this mug, which, like I mentioned before, is a 12-ounce mug. And for those who are new to the Cricut Mug Press, it's very easy to use. It's completely automatic. You don't have to do much. Once the mug is heat up, there's gonna be 5 little dots in here. And once you press this down, these dots are gonna light up one by one. And once all of them are light up, that means that the mug is ready to be pulled out, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna place it inside. Okay? And then all you have to do is press this down. And it's going, all right? So once it reach the temperature, I'll be back with you, okay? So guys, this is done. So now I'm gonna let it cool. I'm not gonna touch it at all because it's very hot. Okay guys, so I think it's cooling off. Let's reveal the mug. And this is so pretty. It is like a glitter design. It's so pretty. Look at how pretty, people. It has different shades of pink. This is cool enough for me too. It has different shades of pink, copper, brown. Look at how pretty it is. You see the little lights in here? I love it. You see how, ooh, Jesus. People, I got burned. It's hot on the surface. The handle is gonna be cool, but that's still very hot. Okay, so you see it? You see that how perfect the lines at the end? So you're gonna see the difference between the other one, that it gets closer. The paper, sublimation paper, you can get a little bit closer to the handle. But this is very pretty. I really love it. It came out amazing. Okay. So guys, the oven is heating up. This is a PYD live oven again. It's going for 356 Fahrenheit on the upper and on the bottom. That's the temperature, and it's gonna go for 6 minutes. When the oven is ready for me to place the tumbler in, it will give me a beep, and I have to hurry up and do it real fast because it won't give me much time to do that part for some reason, okay? It's gonna take a little while to get up to temperature. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you back when I'm ready to place the tumblers inside, okay? Okay guys, so it's beeping. So I need to hurry up and place the tumblers inside. We start counting. So it's going for 6 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring you back when the tumblers are ready to be take off the oven, okay? See you in a little bit. Guys, it's ready and I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna let them cool down and I will bring you back when I'm done, okay? Okay, so once they're cooled down, we're gonna go unwrap them and see how they look, all right? See you in a little bit, people. So guys, this should be cool enough to unwrap. In the meantime, the oven is heating up for the mug and the temperature is the same, 356 Fahrenheit, but the time is gonna be 16 minutes. It's take longer for the mug, okay? So in the meantime, we can start unwrapping this. Okay, so I am ready for the placement of the mug. So I'm gonna put it in real fast. I didn't even have time to show you because the time started the countdown real fast. So this is gonna go for 16 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this off. I don't want you to be here waiting for me to do this and I'll bring you back, okay? Okay, so I'm done with the shrink wrap and let's unwrap this real fast. It's already cool enough for me to handle. The mug's still going. Still another 8 minutes to go. Wow. I love it. Look at this. Look at this line. Perfection. Look, you see? That is the difference when you do it on the oven, that the result is beautiful. The mug press is also very nice. Sometimes you have to be very careful with the corners with the mug press. For the most part, I haven't had any issue with the mug press, other than, I had to make sure that I put a lot of tape to make sure that I get this result here and this result on the top. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Let's do this one now. And these tumblers are for someone who ordered them. So that's why I need to make sure that they come nice, because yeah. The tumbler and the mug that is on the oven are already spoken for. These, I wanted to do it in the Cricut press so that you have an idea how to use the Cricut press, which is perfect, beautiful too. But this is not no one's. This is just the one that I wanted to show you how to use the Cricut mug. It's probably mine. No, yeah. And this is amazing. Look at these people. Look at the top and look at the bottom. How beautiful. You see? And can you tell the 3D puff? Isn't that amazing? Am I showing it the right way? Yeah. Look at that 3D puff on all of them. Look at that, people. Look at all that play of colors. It's beautiful. This one, this 3D puff is popping. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So success on both of them. Same as on this one. You see the 3D puff? I mean, this is like 3D puffing to me. Look at that. Okay? 3D. Beautiful. So now we're waiting for the other mug that is on the oven cooking. So we have 4 more minutes to go. So I bring you back once that one is done, okay? Guys, this is almost done. 1, go! So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it rest to be cooled, and I'll see you when it's time to unwrap it, okay? It's very hot, people. Woo! Yes. See you in a little bit, people, okay? With this one, I'm gonna take the shrink wrap while it's still hot, because believe me, people, it's very hot. I'm gonna put on the other glove because I don't want to get burned. Even the handle is not like the Cricut. This handle does get hot. You see the difference? When it's hot, it comes out even easier. So yeah. You see that you can see the colors through the shrink wrap, isn't it? So that means that it's sublimated real nice. Shrink wrap is stuck in here. Okay, so now I'm gonna let them cool a little bit because I cannot even handle the tortilla handle. It's very hot. Let me see. Yes, I think I can hold it now. Wow, people. This is so gorgeous. Look at these, people. Look at this mug. You see the difference that it does? It sublimates closer to the handle. You see? Look at these, people. I think I'm going to do this mug for me too. I'm going to repeat this design for me. You see the 3D? Can you see it? It's like 3D. It is not the puff one, but it's a regular 3D design. This is beautiful. I love the hearts, all of that. Okay, people, so I'm gonna clean around and I'm gonna see you in a little bit, okay? These are the mugs and the tumblers. They came out amazing. I am very happy with the results. I wish you could appreciate them the same way I'm doing them in person because the colors are very beautiful. Same on the mugs. This one right here, people, I'm in love with this design. This is my first time printing this one, and I think I'm going to do one for myself because it is beautiful. If you notice the difference between this one and the one in the Cricut mug, that one is I was able to do it closer like I mentioned before, and this one the furthest I can get is up to here, which is okay. And yeah, so guys, if you have any questions about the whole process, ask those questions down below in the description box. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing to my channel, The Crafty Puerto Rican, and don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you can get notified of all my future content. And that's it, I think. Oh, I want to mention that these tumblers are available on my Etsy shop, as well as a lot of other tumblers that I have on site. And also this rhinestone template is available on my Etsy shop also with other ones. And this is just the digital file for the template to make the shirt, okay? So guys, I think this is everything for now. Don't forget to click the thumb up or the like button on your way out. And yeah, I think this is everything for now. Like I said, until next time, bye-bye. Hasta luego.